All right, man, I love this little Martin. This is a little parlor guitar. I got this thing for half price from George Gruen. It's mint condition. I love playing this little thing. It's got all the bells and whistles, which normally I don't care about, but man, this thing, it just sounds, it's just got a great tone to it for a new guitar, right? Anyway, I love this little thing. Other than just this slotted head being such a pain in the ass to change strings on, changing strings on a slot head guitar are a complete nightmare. Is a complete nightmare. So it's got all the nice wood and everything. And I'm just messing around with this little ditty here, you know. I love having one note ringing out. Like if you do this kind of stuff where you play like an E minor with the second, I guess it's an E minor 9. Then just move the whole thing up. All I'm doing is playing like a bar chord like this. Like diatonic C, D, E minor, G, C, F. That's the third, F. But I'm leaving the G string ringing. You gotta use your ear, because that might, unless you wanted to get real demented, that stuff gets a little weird. So you just got to listen and use your ear. But I love that ringing stuff. Right? Hey guys, I wanted to thank you so much for all the kind comments and all the positive energy about the Rick Beato interview. It's doing great. We've seen a big uptick in our social media, our YouTube channel, as well as our CD sales, record sales, online downloads, whatever you want to call them, digital downloads. So that's been just a banger, man. We're so thrilled about that. Man, I'm breaking all the rules today, man. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing a white t-shirt. I don't know. The worlds are colliding, man. So I'm all fired up. It's been a great thing. We had a great night Tuesday night with Dennis Quaid at the Underdog. It was a packed house. Maybe I'll tag a few little videos or photos at the end of this one. So you can see that vibe. But Nashville's hitting on all cylinders. Everything's going so great, I can't even imagine. I've got my rental properties all rented for, just signed a 3-year lease with a tenant there, which is just such a relief to have that happening too. So man, everything's hitting good. We're going up to Boston this Sunday. We go to Boston to play the Berklee College of Music on Monday. Then Tuesday and Wednesday we'll be in New York City. July 16th and 17th, New York City, the GT Trio with a couple special guests. And then we've got, like I said, 2 nights, the Bitter End, legendary Bitter End in New York City. So please, guys, if you haven't got your tickets for that yet and you're in the New York area, please come check that out. That's going to be a total blast. It's turning into our little home away from home up in New York City. I got something I want to share with you here in just a second, which I'm really excited about and very proud of, that they kind of fell off the radar for a minute. It was released and then we were excited, and then it kind of, I got excited about it again when I had dinner with the executive producer the other night, and he gave me a copy of the record and the CD, and I got to see the whole thing in the flesh. And man, these guys went above and beyond the Call of Duty for their graphic design, how they put it together, the DVD footage of behind the scenes, the guest artists that are on this thing. And I'm going to show you that record here in just a second. This is not a sales pitch by any means to try to get you to buy this record. I think you should. It's an amazing collector's item. It's also just got some great music on there by some of the finest people that have ever done it, and me, and I'm on there. So I'm going to tell you about that in just a second. But guys, just, thanks for helping me build this channel and supporting real music, and guys that are still out there doing it, that aren't, we're clinging on to whatever technology we have to keep our careers going in this crazy world we live in. But we're not TikTokers. We're not sitting here editing our music. Like when I sit down to play the guitar, or Uncle Larry or Jack Roosh or these guys, we sit down to play the guitar, we're just playing the guitar. You see these videos, they're unedited. We're not tech guys. We're not Instagrammers where we're recording everything into Pro Tools and then mixing and fixing. It's like you're just getting what it is. And so I'm proud of that. And I'm not saying it's amazing, but man, I like the old days, man, where you just showed up to the club and you plugged your amp in and you started playing. And that's how we all learned how to play the guitar. We jumped in and had to get our feet wet. And there was some stuff that wasn't that pretty. But you know, year after year after year after year of learning and listening to a bunch of different kinds of music and really getting into the language of music, listening to the things that move you and learning how to do those things on your instrument. That's what this is all about. So I'm going to put this guitar down for 2 seconds here and do what you're not supposed to do, and that's lay it on the floor. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this. I just want to share this with you because I think you guys will dig it and how cool this is. This is this We Can't Say Goodbye, a musician's tribute to Chet Atkins. Now here's the CD, very nice. But here's the album. And so it's a very nicely done thing here. There's the back. It's got a nice photo of a Gretsch 6120 and that nice orange, Gretsch orange that Chet had. Here's a list of all the people on the record. Let me just tell you who's on this record. So I'll go all the way from the top. Disc 1 and then disc 2. It's a double thing. And before I do that, this is an individually numbered limited edition of 7,500, two 180-gram LPs pressed in custom orange vinyl in honor of Chet's famous 6120 Gretsch guitar. Maximum track spacing of 4 tracks per side, retaining highest quality fidelity, mastered by Ryan K. Smith at Sterling Sound, pressed at Record Technology Incorporated, USA. Available in Stratton old-style gatefold jackets, 12-page commemorative booklet with the Journey of Mr. Guitar by Robert K. Orman, liner notes by Holly Gleason, who does a ton of stuff here in Nashville, rare photos and session notes by Carl Jackson, who Carl Jackson produced this. Ken Leister was the executive producer, and Carl Jackson was the guy that really talked me into moving here to Nashville in the pool room of the Floribama when I was about 16 years old, and that the rest is history. Exclusive DVD, We Can't Still Say Goodbye, The Making of a Musician's Tribute to Chet Atkins and His Legacy, remembered, produced by Opry Entertainment. Okay, so thanks for bearing with me on that and letting you share in some of these details. This is just a beautiful thing, man. They spent a lot of money on this and they really did it right. So you open it up, there's the DVD. Here's the booklet, which is just beautiful. I mean, the colors, the layout, the whole thing is just top notch. Now, you're not going to be able to see all this, but that gives you an idea. It's just a bunch of great photos, the whole story, and I just think that this is something that is extremely cool. It's got a little session notes about all of us, all the guests, and a little thing, and who played on what, and the whole 9 yards. Okay, so that's cool. Very nice. Very nice, as we like to say. And then here's the insert of just like some nice photos of all the guests that were on here. And I'm going to go through the list if you can bear with me. Thank you guys so much for letting me do this, because I am extremely proud and honored and all the things to be on this record with some of my biggest heroes and some of my best friends. And before I do that, this is a double record. I'm going to pull this out of the sleeve, and these are these beautifully done orange vinyl records. You know, very, very cool. If you can see it in the light, there's some of the marbling through there, which I think is just very, very cool. So there's that, and I'm getting to the list here because I want to share. I'm so excited to be on this record with some of the greatest people to ever do it, and I'm just blown away. So we've got Mr. Guitar by Tommy Manuel, certified guitar player, that's CGP, and Michael Cleveland, an amazing blind fiddle player, which I actually played on his last record, and we won a Grammy for it. Lover, Come Back to Me, Brent Mason. Alley Cat, Ashley Campbell and Thor Jansen, which Ashley Campbell's Glenn Campbell's daughter, and she plays the banjo. So Sad, Vince Gill and Bradley Walker, featuring Eric Clapton. Disc 2, Yakety Yak's, Ricky Skaggs with the legendary session harmonica player and vibes player Charlie McCoy, who's a dear friend of mine. I played on his last record. Sleepwalk with Jerry Douglas and Brian Sutton. Jerry Douglas, another great friend, and Brian Sutton. Me and Brian do artist works together. I toured with Jerry Douglas and played on a bunch of his records for 6 or 7 years in my mid-20s. In His Hands, Carl Jackson, Mr. Sandman, Gareth Pearson. I don't know who that is, but they got to be pretty badass if they're on this record. Windy and Warm, Brad Paisley. Windy and Warm is one of the first songs me and my uncle started playing after school when I was a kid. And that's, of course, the legendary Doc Watson song. How's the World Treating You? James Taylor and Alison Krauss. I've never heard of them. Have you? And then right under that is Caravan by old GT, cousin Guthrie Trapp. So, man, you can imagine how excited I am, to be honest. What am I doing on this thing, of all people, that could be on here? All I Ever Need Is You, Sierra Hull, fantastic mandolin player. Disc 2, Side 2, The Entertainer, John Knowles, CGP, certified guitar player, with Catherine Marks, who's a legendary session keyboard player here that was playing with the Time Jumpers for a long time. I Still Can't Say Goodbye, Vince Gill. Freight Train, The Chester Bees, produced by Carl Jackson, executive producers Roger Glaspie and Ken Leister. Limited edition, number 1088. This is just really, really cool. I'm so proud to be on this record. Thanks for letting me share that with you. If you feel so inclined, order this. This is an amazing collector's edition type thing here. And this is something that you really want to have if you're a vinyl aficionado. You definitely want to have this, and you definitely want to have the vinyl version of In Stereo that actually, I shouldn't tell you guys this, but the vinyl is done. And it's going to be in our hands in about 1 day. And so now, as soon as those vinyls get to us, we have to sign all of them. So it's going to be a few days, but they're done, and they'll be shipping out just as soon as possible. So you guys will get those, and everything's going to be okay. And so thanks you guys so much for letting me share this with you. This is my life, and I've devoted it to playing music and playing the guitar, and now trying to share some of this knowledge and experience that I've gained in my little time here with you guys. So see you in New York City. We'll be in Chicago with Dennis Quaid on the 19th, a little one-off gig with him, and come see us. Otherwise, we'll see you guys really soon. I had a great meeting today about the guitar immersion experience, the big one that we're going to do, the 2-day banger here with all the cats. So look, guys, I know this wasn't really a guitar lesson, but this is part of this channel. And so if you get it, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I love you guys. You know who you are. I'll see you guys, a bunch of you in New York on the 16th and 17th of July at the bitter end. We'll see you guys soon. Way too much talking. All right, cheers, guys. See ya.
It's different every time. Yeah. It's the same, but it's different every time. That's the way it is with my baby, man. It's different every day.